Imagine this. You have a secret weapon in your relationship conversation. Yes, 3 simple phrases that when used properly, when they're said sincerely, can instantly make everything okay. Did you hear what I just said? 3 phrases that build connection, diffuse tension, and reignite the spark in your relationship. Sounds too good to be true? It's not. We've discovered 3 powerful phrases that transform communication, and they're not what you might expect. So in today's episode, we're revealing these game-changing phrases and showing you exactly how and when to use them that will create a deeper, more loving, and more understanding relationship. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome everyone to the Home to Haven podcast. It's another fabulous, wonderful week here at Home to Haven. We are the Turners, and this is your home for faith-filled content that helps you communicate, helps you talk it out in your relationship. If you get anything from today's episode, we're going to ask you up front to, as soon as you say, hit that like button.
Yes. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
Give us a rating and review. We would love that. We love to hear from you. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you're getting from the podcast.
That's right. Let's make it a community. Make it a family.
Yes, absolutely.
We ask it because it makes everything. And we're a startup channel. So
yes.
The more likes we get, you know the rule. It helps the algorithm push it out to more people.
That's right.
That is our desire.
That is.
So we are in the midst of putting out videos on our playlist. It's
That's
on
right.
the same channel
Yes.
as Oak Haven Company, Home to Haven.
Okay.
But the playlist
Yes.
catches us when we're traveling and doing date nights and fun nights and family days and all these things. So right now we're in the middle of our Key West 10-year, and well, the Alaska was 10-year trip, even though it took place in year 9. Mm-hmm. But this is our summer.
This is our anniversary couple getaway. But yes, our other, I guess, playlist, right, is kind of behind the scenes, things we do for date nights, how we enjoy family time. So come along with us, check out some of those videos.
And if there are any suggestions, like, hey, you guys should maybe try this out.
Yeah, we'd love those. We like to try new things.
Yeah.
We've done a few special dates and special restaurants. So yeah, tell us what we should try. If you guys have done some things that have been really fun for date nights or family time, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
That's right. All right. We're going to give you 3 powerful phrases that are going to always work in any conversation. You use one of these 3 phrases, it will change the course of that conversation. And make sure you listen to the end.
That's right.
So you get all 3. The first one is, I was wrong. I was wrong.
I was wrong.
I was wrong. No matter what you're having an argument about or a disagreement or a tiff or whatever, the phrase, I was wrong, will completely change that conversation.
Yes. Imagine you're in the middle of something with your significant other.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you hear them say,
you know what? I was wrong.
I was wrong. I mean, just hearing that, right, will completely change your attitude or how you're thinking about it. Now, it might be hard for some people to actually say those 3 words, don't
Absolutely.
you think?
That's why we're talking about it, because,
yes,
is for whatever reason, typically pride, it's difficult to say I was wrong. Mm-hmm. But what it does is it takes accountability.
Yeah.
It tells the other person, I recognize I made a mistake and I hear what you are saying. I acknowledge it and I'm owning that. You know what? I was wrong. Mm-hmm. Whether it was something you said, something that was done, something that was not done. Yeah. You know what? Hey, I missed that. I messed up. I was wrong. So something along those lines will change the conversation and immediately diffuse.
Right.
If it was hot and heated, well, oh, you know what? My fault.
Yeah. And for me, it immediately puts the defenses down, right? So it's showing that the other person, or if you're the one saying it, right, it is showing that humility and knowing the power of just being honest and having that humility and being able to say that to your partner is extremely powerful.
I didn't like "I'm sorry" because we hear that a lot.
Okay.
And a lot of times people are like, well, are you really sorry? You know?
And like, even for me, I'm like, okay, so you're sorry. That doesn't change anything.
Does it fix it?
We talked about that once, that different apology styles that people need. And so sometimes it's like, you might be sorry, but are you going to do anything to fix it?
Right.
Whereas this phrase, I was wrong is a bit different.
Yeah. Side note, because we were watching and we were listening to a couple talk, and he had lied before.
Okay.
And so the girl keeps saying, and the female keeps saying, well, am I supposed to believe you now?
Yes.
And so he goes, well,
anything I say.
Nothing I can,
Yeah,
it's
nothing
not my problem. Nothing I can say is going to make you believe. So is that the correct way to handle that?
Well, and she was saying that literally because he had lied before, and he had lied repeatedly, I will say that.
He had.
She was like, I can't believe anything you say.
Right.
Which, do you think that is even valid in her opinion? Like, if you've lied to me multiple times, then I'm just going to assume everything you say is a lie.
I mean, if that's where you are.
Yeah.
Or I would put it this way. I'm at the place now where it's very difficult for me to receive what you're saying because of the history of deception that we have.
Yes, they need to rebuild the trust.
Yeah, my trust is so... Again, well, who talks like that? Well, that's why we're here. So before you just start spitting it out, process it and say, okay, here's what needs to be said.
Yeah.
Okay, not just, well, I don't believe anything you say with an attitude. Listen, I hear what you're saying. At the same time, it makes it very difficult for me to receive it and believe it because there's been a track record of deception that you have, or that I have, that I've experienced with you. Yeah. Instead of you, that I've experienced with you. Right. And so therefore, I'm not as easy to trust what you're saying because of that.
Right. And in this case, he did say he was sorry.
He said he's sorry, but I would feel, I would coach him on, all right, if this is someone that you really want to make this work, because he had tapped out, but if this is somebody you really want to make this work, you don't say, well, there's nothing I can do to make you believe it. There is.
Right. And he didn't say in this instance, I was wrong. I did something that I shouldn't have. Right. I want to rebuild the trust. Let's work towards a place where, you can believe my word. Right. That's a totally different conversation.
And so and then say, I'm going to show you through my actions and make some adjustments. Right. So that you see that what I'm saying is genuine.
100%.
I know that in the past, I was not upfront and honest. Right. Because of fear. However, we've had a conversation and then that's gone. Right. And I know not to do that. Right. So moving forward, here's what I've adjusted so that doesn't happen again. Right. That's how you communicate and take ownership and give confidence to your spouse, especially your female spouse, that because she needs that
the opportunity to rebuild the trust and build those. It's going to take time and those baby steps, but that's a different way to communicate than he was before. Just
I'm kind of leading this one today because this is my topic.
Yeah, go for it. I love it.
All right. So the first phrase you can say in any conversation is, hey, I was wrong. The second phrase you want to use is, I'm listening. Okay. Okay. So as you're talking and sharing whatever, I'm nodding my head. I'm listening. Okay. Hey, can you say it one more time? I am listening to you. I'm trying to get it. Can you repeat that one more time? I'm listening. Okay. And it's just encouraging your partner to continue, giving them the nod and the pat on the back. Like, yes, you're doing great. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm trying to fully understand so that we're on the same page. So incorporate that into your vocabulary of, yes, I'm listening.
Yeah. And that the way he was saying it, right, is showing the other person that they're not just hearing your words, but they're actually listening with empathy or for understanding. It's more than just the act of, yes, I hear your words that you're saying, but no, I'm really listening to actually understand what you're trying to convey. And I'll try to relay that back to you so we can be on the same page.
And we're saying it without them saying, are you listening to me? Yeah,
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Okay. I like
So it is on your own saying, yeah, okay, that's good. I like what you're saying. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's just that positive reinforcement that, as Jennifer is sharing with me, especially if it's something that she's nervous about,
Yeah.
or she's kind of apprehensive about,
Yeah.
Go ahead, sweet, I'm listening. Okay, and I'm not interrupting. Okay, yeah, that's good. Keep going, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. And those times that you've done that, and like I know some people that are watching on YouTube can actually see what you're doing.
Okay.
But you're looking, in my eyes, right? We're making eye contact, and your facial expression is, loving and open. And so what that's doing for me is creating a safe space, especially like Terrell mentioned, if I'm struggling getting words out, or I'm struggling, sharing a deep feeling that I have, that's just affirming me like, hey, you're actually listening for understanding, and you're there supporting me as well. So that's extremely helpful in those situations.
100%. Here's I probably shouldn't say this. I'm not using psychology. You could, but one of the things that you learn in sales is, well, if you're a good coach, but when you go to sign the contract, when you go to ask for the sale, hey, so are we going to move forward in today's are we going to move forward with the contract? You shake your head.
Oh, so you're like already,
So you're affirming the person. I'm giving you a verbal cue and a nonverbal cue. All right, great. Everything sounded great today. So will we be moving forward with the sale today? And I'm shaking my head, right? And so those are tips that if you're at the car dealership or at the furniture store, look up for those things.
Okay. That's a side tip, right?
A little side tip.
Yeah.
But I can put that in my application, not as a manipulation for my wife, but as, okay, let me shake my head towards her, what she's saying, and not an affirmation as I say yes.
Right.
Right. It's just it's a nonverbal to my verbal yes.
Yeah. You're not like, yeah, I'm listening.
Correct.
I'm listening.
Right.
Looking away or crossing your arms or something like that. Your nonverbal cues are also matching what words are coming out of your mouth.
All right. The final phrase, hope you are getting these things. The first one was, I was wrong.
Yep.
The second one was, I am listening. And the third one is, I truly love you. I didn't want her to say I love you.
Yeah, that's not good.
Everybody says I love you. I love you, bye, love you, hey, love you. I truly love you. Doesn't that kind of hit differently?
It's different than just, love you, babe.
Right.
It's like, I truly love you, right?
Yeah.
There's emotion behind that.
Yeah.
There's more than just the surface level. Like you said, we do say I love you to a lot of different people, right? But how often do you say and look somebody in the eyes?
And pause and, I truly love you.
Right.
Oh, dang. And then seeing little butterflies down your spine.
Yeah.
Right. So this hits differently. It's like, okay, that's different. Mm-hmm. I don't hear that a lot.
Yeah.
She means that.
Yeah.
He means that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a phrase you can use that will change and pivot a conversation. Or when you're having just small talk. Mm-hmm. Hey, dinner was great today. I really appreciate that. Well, thanks. You know what? I truly love you. And then she'll probably stop washing dishes and,
Yeah.
Right. Because it's different. It hits. And it just lets that person know, I am recognizing you. I am acknowledging you in this moment. And I'm not just taking you for granted. This is another I love you.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about this a lot in our relationship because it hits both of us differently. But in times of conflict or something where it's not completely eye to eye, I will say, but I love you. Right? Like, we're working through this, or we might disagree about something, but I'm like, I love you. Like it makes a difference. And you're kind of like, well, what's love got to do with it? Like what does love have to do with it?
I need these numbers. I love you. Okay. No, you messed up. Stop.
Right. But to me, that makes a big difference. And so if we're in, conflict resolution, working through something, and you stop and pause, and we're not we're not quite getting there. But if you stop and pause and say, look, I truly love you. I'm ready to work this out with you or whatever. That pause when you're saying, I truly love you actually makes a huge difference to me, because I need somebody in my relationship to love me, because to me, love matters a lot. So that is really important to me. It might not mean as much to you in those times, but for some people, that's an extremely important thing to hear, especially when you're working through harder times.
It helps you. I'm working on receiving love. Am I words of affirmation? Sort of. It just, I have a problem receiving it sometimes.
Yeah. I think you like to hear
it's
it,
esteem.
But it's kind of accepting that it's true
Yeah,
and letting it really soak in,
Yeah.
or without deflecting it or making a joke about
Yes.
it, to actually, oh, they really mean that. And it's actually really true. It really is true.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't believe it's true. So
yeah.
we're working through that.
Yeah.
One of the things before we leave today, we have a few extra minutes, was I wanted to give an example, because this happened earlier this week, of conflict. And our conflict isn't like shouting matches. Our conflict is like little minute things. I was putting something in the computer, and I didn't want to read the whole thing. It was 2 numbers. I needed a confirmation number and then a program number, whatever it was. I said, hey, can you read these to me? Can you read the confirmation number and then the program number? And Ginger starts reading out numbers 1AB 37714 8. I'm like, that ain't right. I'm like, okay, which one is the confirmation? The program number? Which one's the reference number? This was the reference number. Well, why didn't you tell me reference number after you finished reading the other number? He didn't say anything.
And my version of the story is I said the number, it was all numbers, and then it was B1. Right. And I paused, and you said, how
am I supposed to know?
You said B as in boy, and I said, yes, B, or you were trying to make sure I said B.
Yes.
The letter B. And I was like, yes, B and then 1.
But at no point did you say, okay, that was the first number. Now here's the reference number.
I did not. I did take a pause, because I was also assuming, which is bad, but I was assuming that what the space that you were putting the code in would only have, like, usually you get a 5-digit code, there's 5 spaces, right? And then you move on to the next line. So I was assuming the code or the number I was giving you would fit in that line, and then you'd be moving on to the next one. So bad for assuming, right? But then how did you respond?
I don't remember, and I was frustrated.
Yes.
It ticked me off.
Yes. Yes. So you didn't use any of the phrases in that conversation. Neither did I, right? You were just frustrated about it. But that was an example of working through conflict. We probably didn't do the best job that time.
Right.
But again, it was a smaller thing, but if you don't kind of work through the smaller things when you get to bigger things, it makes it even harder.
That's like our tiffs. Like that's pretty much as quote unquote bad as it's going to get.
Right.
And that's just kind of our relationship. But again, unless we don't, I feel like sometimes if I don't bring it back up, you may let it
100%. Yes. That's
you'll let it marinate.
It's my downfall. Something I need to work on. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that'll compile.
I just let it go, and
then all of a sudden, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you chippy today? You all right?
I feel like the 20 things you did to me.
So, let's not let that happen.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll pray that you got something from that. It was 3 phrases.
Yes.
That will change every relationship. Hope you got something from that. Give us that like, that thumbs up, that subscription, that review. You know what to do. Help us and reach more people just like you. If you have some phrases that you would like to recommend, put them in the comments. We'll chirp back. So the 3 phrases that you need. How about 5 powerful prayers that every relationship needs? That's a freebie we have for you. It's a beautiful 3-page, colorful PDF download that's exclusively for you that we've puts together just some prayers that you can pray over your spouse, over yourself, over your relationship, with the prayer, the scripture, the reference, and kind of why this is a good prayer.
Absolutely. So again, this is a freebie, so you can get it today and start praying those prayers starting today, right? And I guarantee you that it will change your relationship. If you spend time praying in the Word, setting that atmosphere, it will result in positive changes, right? So again, we have the scriptures for you, sample prayers, and the topics that we recommend that you pray for your relationship.
That's right. So just scroll down to the show notes or in the description on YouTube. It's the first link, a free resource, and tap that, get that today. You can also look at our playlist we mentioned about Travel with the Turners, get some lighthearted stuff and see us as we have our date nights and family nights. Again, thank you all so much for inviting us into your home, into your car, into your life, spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. We're so very grateful for every listener and for every viewer as we march towards episode 100.
Getting close.
We're getting so close. So again, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. And remember, wisdom builds the house.